Program BA, Subject Optional English, Semester 3, Session 69. Facets of Language, Negotiating Discourse, Speech and Writing. So in this session we are going to read Mode of Language, Explicitness, Inexplicitness, Sentence Boundaries and Repetitiveness. Let us recap what we had discussed in the last sessions. No user of language uses one uniform variety of language, and we have also known a variety of language is used for a particular purpose in a particular situation, and it is divided into three factors of language, that is mode, tenor and domain. The mode refers to the medium in which language is transmitted, and they are speech and writing. Mode refers to the medium in which language is transmitted, that is speech or writing. If it is spoken, there will be a face-to-face communication, and it relies on non-verbal signals, gestures and facial expressions. And in written mode, effect of intonation cannot be conveyed except in symbols. Addressees are not present, so cannot respond. So let us see some of the features of spoken and written mode of language. In written, it is inexplicitness, lack of clear sentence boundaries, simple structures, repetitiveness, monitoring features, interaction features and non-fluency. As in spoken, there is inexplicitness, clear sentence boundaries, complex structures, non-repetitiveness, non-monitoring features, non-interaction features, and there is fluency. So in written mode, inexplicitness, that is speech, less explicit than writing because it is generally used in face-to-face situation. Extra information can be conveyed through non-verbal communication like gestures, facial expressions, and conversation can be rephrased. The explicitness unnecessary in speech. People have shared knowledge in conversation, use words like this, that, it, so that is. And the sentence boundaries, it is in written mode and scripted speeches, grammatically correct sentences, and in spontaneous speech, unfinished sentences are acceptable. Speech less complex because of inexplicitness and short sentences, and writer cannot use non-verbal language in that mode. And the repetitiveness, writing permanent, reread, information not repeated, speech information has to be repeated, and so on. Sentence boundaries. In written mode and scripted speeches, grammatically correct sentences. In spontaneous speech, unfinished sentences acceptable. And speech less complex because of inexplicitness and short sentences. Writing complex because message will have to be explicitly stated, and writer cannot use a non-verbal language. The repetitiveness is writing permanent, reread, information not repeated, and speech information has to be repeated. So the summary of the session is two modes of language we have seen, spoken and written. Spoken mode relies on many non-verbal signals, gestures and facial expressions, and in written mode and scripted speeches, grammatically correct sentences. Written language involves addressees who are not present and so cannot respond immediately. In spontaneous speech, unfinished sentences acceptable. Writing permanent, reread, information not repeated, and speech information has to be repeated.